Welcome to MWEB's Entrepreneur Zone. Today I've got Kirsty from Wriggle and Rhyme with me. Welcome, Kirsty.
Hi, Paul.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Well, I'm a mom of three. I'm a wife, and I started Wriggle and Rhyme in 2008, really out of personal financial need. But at the same time, I was looking for a music group to attend with my 18-month-old son. And I just couldn't find anything in our area that really inspired or interested me. I'm a musician by training, a pianist and an orchestral percussionist, but I pursued a career in corporate marketing. And so I think the combination of those skills, as well as the desire to work from home, to earn a little bit of money, and the gap in the market, it was just a match made in heaven. And that was how Wriggle and Rhyme really got started. It started in my home with one class. I wrote one program, and we just launched it, and it's gone from strength to strength.
So over that period now of 5 or so years that you've been doing it, you must have seen some changes in what you do.
Absolutely. So as I said, it started very small with one program, and it's grown. We now have 12 programs running. I don't think I ever really anticipated that it would grow in the way that it has. I don't think we anticipated that we would have the response from the children and from the parents that we've had. And so, yes, we've had to adapt over the years. We've had to adapt the program, we've had to adapt the way the business runs, but it's been an exciting time.
Explain a bit about the business model to us.
When I started, as I said, it was me running classes. Very quickly saw that there was huge potential, and so I started taking on a staff team, and within 2 years I had 7 people running 7 branches across Cape Town. But in an attempt to keep my overheads low and keep cash flow working, I was running a lot myself. I was running the admin and managing this growing staff team. And I just got to the point as a mom with a young family where it was just too much. And at the end of 2010, I was almost at the point of giving up. And I ended up having a conversation with my father-in-law, who's a very astute businessman. And he said to me, "You're onto a good thing." He said, "It's the business model that's at fault." And of course he was right. But I was right in the fog, so I couldn't really see for myself. So him and I got together, and over the course of the next year, we spent time reworking the business into a different entity, if you like. We explored different franchise models, and after a lot of research, realized that the best way forward for us was a license model. What that meant was all the material had to be rewritten in such a way that we would actually have a product that people could license as a work from home business model for themselves. And so that was the beginning of a new era for Wriggle and Rhyme. So rather than employing staff directly, we now have licensees that license the program and use it as a way to earn income for themselves from home.
I think a lot of mothers want to be able to work from home, want to be able to work flexibly. What advice would you give them about starting a small business? Because obviously it's about juggling a lot of different things.
Absolutely. And actually that's something that I've been very passionate about. I think my own journey is one of juggling many balls and just praying that none of them drop all at once. So I think I've been passionate with Wriggle and Rhyme. I've seen the potential for moms and really just coming up with something that other people can take and run, even if it's just for this stage of life. In terms of advice, I would just say start small. Do something that you really love, but also be savvy about what customers want and make sure that you're actually providing a need that the market can support, rather than just doing something that you think is a great idea, but actually no one wants to spend money on. Because all of us need to earn a living, and that's what it's about at the end of the day.
And when you're building this business out, how do you ensure the quality? Because it's all about the experience that the children have. How do you ensure that your licensees provide the right quality?
Well, actually, the ethos from the beginning has been quality, and I think that's how we've really differentiated ourselves in quite a competitive market. But we realized very early on that we actually have 2 customers. We have the children themselves who attend the classes, and then we have the parents who are the decision makers. The children, for them, it's all about the experience of the class. It's about engaging with the teachers and with the material itself. For the parents, it's actually about us making their lives easier. You know, parents are really busy these days and they don't have time to wait for someone to call them back. They want information on extramurals, they want to find out now if you've got space, and they want to make a decision straight away. And so one of the ways we've differentiated ourselves is not only in the quality of the program, but also in a very personal response and a quick turnaround, and making sure that parents can get the information that they need quickly. In terms of quality of licensees, what we've put in place with the business model is just some checks and balances to make sure that licensees stick to the program. We supply all the props, the puppets, the instruments, everything is supplied centrally. So if you go to Wriggle and Rhyme in Constantia, or if you go to Wriggle and Rhyme in Fishhook, you're going to have the same program, the same props, the same equipment. You're just going to have the experience of a different personality of teacher.
I'm sure in this market it's a lot of, with parents, it's word of mouth and my child goes here. Have you seen that there's been within social media as a tool for you to kind of spread your word?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, the one sort of slight regret that I do have is not jumping on the social media bandwagon earlier than we did. It's only really in the last 12 months that we've realized the effect of social media, because in the first 4 years of the business, word of mouth was absolutely critical, which is why we put the quality in place from the beginning, because actually you can promise the world, but if you don't deliver and people aren't talking about your program, you're not going to have a long-term success story. So word of mouth was critical, and in the last 12 months we're actually trying to grow our profile on social media, and we're using different promotional techniques to do that via Facebook and Twitter, and also driving traffic to our website.
You building out the program, you started with very young and now you're going into preschool. Where do you gain your ideas and your inspiration for what you're going to do next?
Yeah, I've got 3 children, as I said, and my middle son, Nathan, was 18 months old when Wriggle and Rhyme started, and I think he's really been my muse, because I've watched him grow up and the stages that he's hit, so the material has just come out of that. So a lot of the music and songs have been written particularly with Nathan in mind, but over the years, I've come into contact with so many beautiful children who've inspired me and have just provided material. There's also a lot, there's a lot available out there. So again, it's about making a connection with children and just knowing the kind of experiences that they're going through that they can relate to, and then really putting that to music.
Kirsty, can you tell us a bit about how online has impacted your business?
Yeah, from the word go, I realized that the way that we were going to reach parents was through a website, because moms are busy. They've got small children. They don't actually have time to make a call even in the day sometimes. And so having a website that they can access either via their smartphone or another digital device, or just in the evenings when their children are asleep, was just a no-brainer. But obviously you've got to have a strategy with a website, because everyone thinks, great, let's have a website. But actually, what is the purpose of the website? So to make sure that we've got the right content on there so that the moms can find out not only about the program, availability, costs, all of that kind of general admin kind of info, but also a little bit of an experience of a class. So just really to make sure that, again, we're making moms' lives easier, the web has been critical to our marketing strategy. And
have you used your network of contacts to kind of grow the business?
Over the years, we've built up quite a significant database of customers that have either inquired about Wriggle and Rhyme or have been to classes, or are currently at classes. So we've got this really robust database. And yeah, we've used that very effectively to drive traffic to places like Facebook, to run promotions and general marketing initiatives. So that's also been a really important part of the strategy.
Getting back to the difficulties of running a business and being a mother, how have you balanced and juggled those two things, particularly as you started running the business from home?
Probably quite badly, I would say. No, look, it's a constant juggle. I think, again, for me, it was always just staying focused on why I was doing this. And the reason that I started Wriggle and Rhyme was because I wanted to be at home with my kids and I wanted to work around them. But the reality of life is such that we need to earn money and we need to juggle lots of things. So it's just trying to work out what's best for you and your family. And there have been challenges. I think having your office at home is always going to be a challenge with children, because work never goes away. But then the flip side of that is that you can work in between when other things are going on in life. So, the pros and cons are always around. I think the other thing about working from home, which has been marvelous, is it just keeps your overheads down. So while I'm trying to grow the business and actually use profits to invest back into the business, back into new business development, into the creative process, I haven't had crippling overheads, paying rent and all those kind of things. So yeah, there are pros and cons, but I think overall it's been a wonderful experience, and actually I'm very, very grateful that I've been able to start something from home and juggle things around my family.
And I presume many of the licensees are in the same situation that you're in.
Absolutely, and in fact, as I said, I'm passionate about really attracting women like myself to the business, to the Wriggle and Rhyme family, if you like. So women that are in a similar situation with families that they're trying to work around, but perhaps don't have the correct set of skills to start their own business, or don't want the financial risk of having to outlay on something where there are no guarantees. With Wriggle and Rhyme, to license the program, you're taking on a model that is already successful. You're going to earn money straight away, and it's not prohibitively expensive, which means you can pay back your upfront cost, which is just for your equipment, marketing and training, within 6 months. So I think it's a great option for moms, and I really hope that we're able to attract more and more licensees to grow our operating base.
It's an important element of growing your business is selecting the right people to partner with in terms of the licensees. What do you look for, and how do you judge whether someone's going to be successful at it?
Obviously, because Wriggle and Rhyme is a music-based program, you need to have some music ability. You need to be able to keep a rhythm and sing in tune. That's quite important. You need to be happy to sing in front of other people, because there's a performance element to the program as well. In terms of personal qualities, we want women at least that are hungry for success. So women that are keen to work from home, keen to make a go of it. And actually we know that with the right type of people, we've proved that with our existing licensees, the right type of people and the right training, it's a recipe for success. So really some musical ability and a hunger for success.
Kirsty, you've done well over these 5 years to grow the business, set up a fantastic model. What's next for Wriggle and Rhyme?
Well, we're really excited because in the last 2 years we also spotted a gap in the preschools market for a locally grown, if you like, music program. And so for the last 2 years we've been extending our product line to include a program for 4 to 6 year olds. We started initially with running the 2 to 3 program in preschools, and it was so well received that we realized we actually needed to extend our program line so that we could offer schools the whole bang shoot. Children come in at 2, 3 and they can have our music program right up until they get to grade 1. And so we're really, really excited about that. It's been quite an exciting creative process to watch our children grow from 6 months and now come back to run sample classes with these exact same children who are now 5 going 6, and watching how they're responding to the program. And obviously from a business point of view, it's an incredible opportunity for growth because schools represent volume. So you can go in and run a class or 3 or 4 classes back to back and have 50, 60 children per week in just that one school. So it's been a great fiscal opportunity, if you like, as well as just a creatively wonderful opportunity and very, very satisfying one to be involved in.
Great, that brings us on to the rapid fire question.
Yes.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
If you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it.
And your best moment as an entrepreneur?
Positive feedback and just watching the children respond.
And your biggest mistake?
Yeah, probably not recognizing the potential in the schools market a bit earlier on, and probably being a bit slow to hop onto the social media bandwagon.
And what do you look for in people that you work with?
Team players, people that are positive, people that are hungry for success.
What qualities does an entrepreneur need to succeed?
I think a level of determination to keep going even when things are a bit tough, and I think that you need to grow quite a thick skin.
What inspires you as a small business owner?
My father's inspired me with his incredible work ethic and business acumen, and my father-in-law with his ability to take risks and see the big picture.
What would you do differently?
Probably I would have looked at the business model a bit earlier than we did.
And what makes South Africa a good place to own a small business?
South Africa is a wonderful place to be living and working at the moment, and really supportive of entrepreneurs, dynamic environment, creative,
What keeps you awake at night?
My youngest son, who's 2 years old.
And what gets you going in the morning?
Every day is a gift from God, and I think just the opportunity to make your time count, whatever you're going to do with it, just to make that day count.
Kirsty, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you. We look forward to the coming weeks where we will present more entrepreneurs from South Africa. I'm Paul Hobden. Thank you and goodbye.